This is still Friday evening, the 22nd of March, 2024. It is 6:25 p.m. Some time have passed since the earlier video, so this is part 2 of the removal of bus seats. What has gotten accomplished is the multitude of the seats have been loosened, but yet not removed. This is bus 300, the one that at the end of the video, part 1, me indicated that was going to do all that can be done to complete the removal of the bus seats, I should say. And that has been partially true because the seats have been loosened from the bolts to the floor, and which what's left is to remove the side bolt that secures the seat to the wall. That is composed of 3 bolts. That the middle one in between the bolts are difficult to remove. And another reason that a lot of seats are remaining is because a lot of the seats is going to remain over the wheel well and for structural protection, because like the either ear that is going to stay, but the back cushion will be removed, as well as these back cushions will be removed. As one can see, this is a bed frame, and this is proposed that when the back of the seats are removed, that the frame here will rest on the frame itself, the bottom frame, and that will be equal to both sides. So that means that it will be a colossal bed. One is put together. Meanwhile, when it's in a upright position, it will be a basically Murphy style bed, in which this will be basically towards the window, and then there will be a cushion to sit on as a sofa. So it's basically going to be a decorated backrest. When this is up and against the window, it would be basically, it would just look like a typical sofa. And then lower down is going to be a bed that will combine with this side, and then that would be possibly just another one of these frames placed in the middle with a cushion, and then make it a colossal bed, bigger than the king and or California king. So as mentioned, these are loosened. And so therefore, the side bolts, which is 3 of them, have to be removed. Ones over the wheel wells, simply, I'm going to stop using the word simply, because there's nothing simple about what me being. In fact, it's been agony, anger, many breaks, physical stress. I won't never be mentally stressed. But the backs will be removed, and the frames will remain. This one will be removed entirely. This one just may be circumstantially kept because of the earlier reason. It's difficult to get into the grooves of the metal where there's 2 bolts, and the 2 bolts have metal on the edges, making it difficult to get a grinder wheel in there unless I'm assisted with perhaps me being at the bottom hold on to the nut that's holding it, and someone be at the top screwing it from the top. That is possible. And just not sure if I'm going to have someone to help me with that, because typically I'm in these projects alone. So all the ones that are in view are loose and will be removed. All of the ones that are being viewed will be loosened. Well, they're loose and will be removed. And then this is the passenger seat, in which that's going to be, that cushion there is going to be, the back cushion is going to be removed, but the frame will stay, because then it will basically be an ornament for the passenger. And then this section over the wheel well will be proposed to build a storage or closet there. That very back window, I was imagining that possibly being a garage. I mean, it would love to be a chill spot when it's hot, and that may still be the best of the idea. But just being realistic, this don't have bottom storage. Neither Rolling Condo has bottom storage or outside storage. It does not have really any places to store anything, so that will have to be creative with the indoor space. So I figured maybe make that a garage. Gonna see if I can zoom in without. Okay. From my perspective, I zoomed in, so I'll make that a garage and frame it to where it's what's in there is not seen from the in or the outside. So prayerfully that this is an informative video. It's 7 minutes at the moment, and I'm going to share some of what I used in case of this is relatable. On the floor is a small or miniature sledgehammer and a chisel, an iron chisel. May use that to assist with the removal of these. The bolts that you see possibly to your right, and the removal of them to your left, to show what they look like when they're in the floor versus when they're removed from the floor. And that assisted that. Not successfully every time. Sometimes I actually kicked the cushion, which is in view, from the front and back to help loosen it. It is difficult to do, and it's quite uncomfortable to do. So none of this has a specific science. It is not comfortable to do. There may be some people who may have resources that me unaware of to make it an easier process, but this is just what happens when you're ignorant and don't have resources. And ignorant is not a put down. Ignorant just simply means to not know. And so that's the angle grinder that I use. It's not about the name itself, but it is a larger size grinder, angle grinder. And this time today, I use a DeWalt grinding wheel. And it is a thicker grinder wheel than what me was using for the multitude of the seats. The other ones were about the half of the thickness of this. It was basically thick, almost like a compact disc. And this one's like either double to triple the size of a compact disc, the thickness of a compact disc. The difference is, for me, the thinner one seems to cut faster, but the thicker one, well, let me finish it. The thinner one seems to cut faster, but has the risk of breaking faster, and perhaps that's because maybe I was using a more aggressive touch, and the thinner one cut slower, in my opinion. I mean, the thicker one cut slower. However, it seems to be durable for how I've been aggressive with it. So I say they both have their place to use them. So I'm gonna use a miniature sledgehammer, a chisel, and these are shoes that me really wear. So it's not something that me wearing to entertain you. Me really wear these. So again, a miniature sledgehammer, a chisel, an angle grinder, a socket, and for the reference that the one that I use, I used I suppose this is called a wrench. I think this is a wrench, and the size of this one is a 1/2 or half. Trying to focus, and oh, that didn't come off the way I thought it was going to be. So anyway, this socket, it's not about the name, so don't be thinking that you have to have some sort of special name or an expensive set, but it is important to invest in a set that potentially won't break and internally break or externally break. So it's definitely investigate which ones are have a better reputation. I mean, they use this power drill to assist in unloosening certain bolts. Once I got it basically broke, so to speak, from its I don't know if it was just rusted or if it was just tightened superiorly. But anyway, the end of this socket, which I was trying to show you, has a half. It's also a half or 1/2. And sorry that it's not in focus, but I was trying to show you. It just happens to be sort of locked in there at the moment because this was the one I was going to start, am going to start with when we return here to remove the seats from the side wall. Then all the seats will be removed, and therefore just have to figure if I should find some person or create a way for me to get them scrapped. When operating angle grinder, most certainly use eyewear. This produces a lot of sparks, in which the sparks are unpredictable, so they go in multiple directions. So most certainly have quality eyewear that covers as much of your face as possible. One could go to perhaps a Harbor Freight, or perhaps get a welder's type of mask where it covers the multitude of your face, in which the sparks would really not be of a concern. So perhaps just get a welder's mask or something that just simply, even when during COVID-19, coronavirus, people were wearing a large clear mask that covered the entirety of their face. So perhaps one of them, and we seen them at Harbor Freight, not saying they're not at other hardware stores like Lowe's or Home Depot, but that's where we seen them. I did not use that, but that's because me don't have the resource, but that's what ideally me would have had. You even want to cover your head because the fragments can sprinkle into your hair, and cover your nose so you don't breathe the particles. cover as much as you can of your face, just so assume that the hot metal shavings is going to go into your hair, nostrils, eyes, mouth, etc. And wear long sleeve and heavy gloves, like maybe like thick suede gloves, in case if you have to collect some of the scalding hot bolts to place them in a safe place, like maybe the ground outside, or um, just simply take them off the floor because they could potentially burn through the floor's rubberized material if there's rubber, or just simply stain the material from being so hot. So anyway, definitely be ready to place them on the floor outside. So this is the end of the Friday evening for me in terms of removing or doing anything with seats, because I just simply rather just come when I'm ready to be here again. Now, may want to nourish myself. I think that's all the that was used. So suede gloves like these would be ideal, and may have a separate pair inside just for the sake of, in case the hot bolt happened to um, penetrate through the suede, that may have an additional layer. So I would most certainly put a second layer within the suede glove if you happen to choose suede. So me leaving. Beautiful evening to everyone. This is Saruno. Hablar contigo Roswesi Chapa ahora. And I will do my best to provide more content. Prayerfully, it is interesting, where it creates questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, complaints. We welcome what you would like to share. Please subscribe and, in essence, maintain viewing of the channel and listening. So thank you for your listening and your viewing time and attention. Lovely Friday evening to everyone. Of course, every evening and every day and every night. And just for the sake of me have not met this person, but me enjoyed looking at this person's rolling condo, because it's the future of what me going towards. Me don't know if it's a couple or a family or a single person. Just curious. And so based on the popularity of how people convert their buses into rolling condos such as this, it seems to be quite typical that people have it like this, where in that square shaped hole is a has insulation there underneath the wood that is surfaced. So as mentioned, we just don't have the budget at the moment, but perhaps that will be pursued to add that. In essence, remove everything and start basically like professional. So, well, again, we're going to the rolling condo that we currently use. Thank you for your listening, viewing, and continued attention. And now, ciao for now. This is Saruno, and in the video.